Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Lingenhoel with Keller Williams Chervenic. And as you can all see, I'm by myself today. There's no Arden, but that's okay because I've got Heather Wiseman with me and a very, very special guest. Here is Mateo. Mateo's a little sleepy right now, but I'm pretty sure he'll wake up, right?
He's just doing his job.
He's doing his job, that's for sure. Well, you know, each week we try to bring in a business and do a business-to-business show. But this week we're doing something very special. We're doing an awareness show. Awareness is very important, bringing different topics to the community. And this week we're going to talk about CMT. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But I want to introduce Heather. Heather is a good friend of ours. I met Heather probably, 20 years ago. Maybe.
It's getting there. It's
it
getting
probably
there.
Is.
So I think I met you guys, it was the sale of Aaron's first house.
Yeah.
So like back in 2013.
Oh my goodness. Okay, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago. So Heather is married, or I should say Aaron is married to Heather. How's that? That probably sounds good, right? And you are residents of Louisville.
Yep.
How long have you been here?
So we moved here in 2013.
Okay.
So yeah,
we
we moved over by the old library.
Yeah, and then moved again.
And then moved again, and so now we live over by the high school.
Yeah, great. And super special, you own a couple of my favorite pizza shops, right?
Yes, so we own the Plain Township, Oakwood Square Giannino's, and Carrollton Giannino's.
Okay, yeah. And, you know, Carrollton Giannino's, what took you to Carrollton?
So not a lot of people know this, but I am an alumni of Carrollton. And so when the opportunity became available, we were like, what better place to go back home and start it?
Well, I know Carrollton appreciates you being there.
Oh, yes. It's fun.
Yeah, I've worked in Carrollton for a few years. And
you're right next to us.
Yeah, I was right next door to you. Yeah, that was a great place.
Yes.
And Aaron graduated from Louisville, right?
Yes, Aaron graduated in 2008, 2009.
Okay.
One of those years.
Okay.
All the dates roll together.
Yeah. And a few kids running around.
Later. Yeah, so we have 2 foreign exchange students right now living with us, Armach and Lydia. And then we have our daughter Adelina and Connor and Camden.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. How is it going with the foreign exchange kids?
We love it. It has been great exposure for our kids. So if anybody's thinking about it, you should definitely try it. It brings so much exposure and light to the different world and the different communities and the different cultures that kids have. And it's brought a lot of culture change to our kids. Our kids have learned 2 different languages this year between German and Turkish. So it's been a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness. Do they do any cooking?
Yeah,
in your home?
Armach loves to cook. She actually wants to go to college when she gets back to be a chef.
Okay.
And Lydia loves to bake.
Oh,
she
wow.
has a serious sweet tooth. So my kids she makes this chicken and like vegetables that she cooks down for like 45 minutes. And my kids, there's nothing ever left. So
oh, that's wonderful.
It's been great.
That's wonderful. Great. Well, today, instead of talking about business to business, as I mentioned, we're bringing to you, the viewers, some information about awareness. About a month ago, I was scrolling through Facebook like a lot of us do, and I ran across a video that you put out about your boys. And I must say, like most of us, looking at the video, watching the video, some tears came to my eyes, and I'm sure most of you who saw the video, a lot of emotions. Yeah. So you talked about your boys being diagnosed with CMT 4C. Yeah. So I thought that it would be a good idea, and graciously you agreed to come on and talk about this, because honestly, never heard about it.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue what it was. And looking it up, didn't even know where to begin to figure out what it even meant. So can you tell us a little bit about what it is?
Yeah, so CMT is a neuromuscular disorder, and it affects everybody who has it differently. There's over 100 different variations of it that they have found so far. So my boy's being diagnosed with CMT4C. It was very rare, and there's other rarer ones out there. But there's ones that are very common that almost have a cure, like CMT1A. So there's different ones that go all across the border that have a whole bunch of different effects on people, and every case affects each person and child differently.
So it could be, you could be diagnosed as young as?
Well, I mean, I know somebody who was diagnosed here very young age. Like I think she was 2 when she got diagnosed. And then there's Cam, who's, was 5, 6 when he got diagnosed. But most of the time, people don't catch it until they're in their 30s, when they start to have the muscle weakness and the legs not working properly and the hearing loss and stuff like that. So a lot of times people don't catch it until they're a lot older.
Is it diagnosed with a blood test or?
So we ended up having to go through a lot of autism and Down syndrome testing because that's where everybody was thinking we were going with this. And you're a mom, you know this, mom to mom, when somebody tells you, oh, I think your kid has autism, and you're like, I don't see it. Or, oh, your kid has this, and you're like, I don't think that they have the flu. So there's always that back and forth. So after we knew, shortly after we moved into the new house here, that something was off. Camden wasn't walking. He didn't want to walk. He was falling all the time. And just stuff like that was happening. And I was just like, I don't think that that would cause this. And so after we went and had autism testing done, and they were like, this is inclusive. Like, we're not seeing it. We're going to refer you to genetics. So we had genetic testing done. And that's how we found out. And then once we got Cam's diagnosis, the rest of us had to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a road.
It's been a road, hasn't it?
Yes, it has been a long road.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the disease and what's going on with it. So we'll be right back.
Are you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle with a great price? Then check out Ted's Auto Sales. Ted's has a great selection of vehicles and will find you the right one that fits your needs. Ted's was founded on trust, integrity, and respect, and has been serving in the Louisville, Ohio and Nimishillen Township area for over 65 years. So call Ted's today at 330-875-9401. Ted's Auto Sales, Louisville's premium pre-owned dealer.
Did you know that when you invest in your smile, you're investing back into your Stark County community? Welcome to Thomas Dental. My name's Tanya. I'm Dr. Mike's practice manager. Every day, we're investing back into our community. Here are just a few of our community efforts. Here at Thomas Dental, our mission is bringing smiles back to our community, one smile at a time.
Hello everyone, I'm Tegan Evans. As many of you know, when the Louisville Herald moved on into retirement, the city of Louisville, Nimishillen Township, and all of its community members were left with a void. The community lost its ability to hear about local events, news, information, sports, and community projects. We lost the ability to come together for Louisville's betterment. Well, we have a solution for you, Spotlight Media Network. Spotlight Media Network is a place anyone can go, whether it be social media, YouTube, or our website, that will display information in different formats to show the best Louisville has to offer. One last thing, if you have something newsworthy or something you would like the community of Louisville to hear about, send us an email at spotlightlouisville1@gmail.com. So if you want to see what is happening in Louisville or the best Louisville has to offer, check out Spotlight Media Network, where we know Louisville is #1.
Hey everybody, welcome back. And I'm here with Heather Wiseman, and we're talking about CMT4C. But oh, I forgot, we've got Mateo here too. And Mateo is just doing his job. He's supporting us.
He's snoring.
He's snoring. He's doing such a great job. So let's talk just a little bit about Mateo.
Yeah.
What's Mateo doing these days?
So we actually just got Mateo on Monday morning.
Yeah.
We had been working with a company called Milligan Valley Canine, and she specializes in providing individually trained service dogs, rather it be PTSD, rather it be autism, alert dogs, and whatever you need. She's been providing that. So she's really been working like one-on-one with us to figure out like what Cam needs.
Okay.
And currently right now, Mateo has gone to a couple of our doctor's appointments already with us. So he went to PT and speech the other day with us, and Camden walked him right into the Akron Children's by himself.
Wow.
And Camden doesn't do well in elevators.
Okay.
Because it throws him off balance.
Yeah.
And it's like he knew exactly what to do. He sat right there at Cam's feet and let Cam hold on to him. But the best thing about Milligan Valley that we could ever have, and Whitney, the owner, as Camden and Mateo grow together and grow up, he will be able to be trained if he needs to pull Camden in a wheelchair, or if he needs to retrieve a pencil that Camden dropped or something like that. Right now, he's young. He's only 8 months old.
Wow.
And
Wow.
has been in training since 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And right now, he's just trained. So like thresholds, any tripping hazard for Cam, and just emotional support for Cam right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's doing a great job.
He's amazingly big. I'm looking at his paws, and his paws are about the size of my hand, and he probably weighs more than you.
Not quite.
Not quite.
He's got like 20 pounds to catch me.
Oh my goodness.
So he weighs like 90 pounds right now.
Wow.
At 8 months old.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we're guessing he'll weigh probably anywhere from 130 to 150 pounds when he's fully grown. Wow. Yeah.
Well, he's beautiful.
Thank
a
you.
great addition to your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been great.
One
He's
more
been great.
family member.
Yeah.
Just what you need, right?
Well, there's 10 of us living in the house now, so
Oh my
with the other
gosh.
2 dogs. So it's
Oh
been
my
great.
Gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's get back to talking about CMT4C. And another question that came up, what about misconceptions about the disease?
Yeah, so one of our biggest issues that we have, even with our boys, like we'll get asked, like, why does your kid have a service dog? Or why
Yeah.
are you carrying your child? Or, he's 6, that
Yeah.
type of stuff. So this not only goes for CMT, this goes for really any disorder, any disease. I feel like the world should be more kind, more aware. Give kids space. If mom needs to carry their 6-year-old, don't judge. Just ask for her. Do you need help? Be willing to lend a helping hand. But some of the misconceptions with CMT is every case looks different. You can be 30 and not have any symptoms. So look at our boys side by side. We have Camden with hearing loss and needs PT and OT and a lot of speech work, where Connor just needs speech and doesn't need any of the extra support right now. And we pray every day that stays that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's just misconceptions a lot of stuff. Why don't you let your kid jump on a trampoline, or why don't you let your kid do this, that, or the other? You just never know what's on the inside because
Yeah.
somebody who's completely normal can have something that's not aware to the public.
Yeah. We were talking during the break how you all in your family were tested.
Yeah. So when we got our diagnosis, the doctor recommended that we all go and get genetic testing done. And that's how it came back that Aaron's a carrier of CMT4, I'm a carrier of SHC2, and then Addie's a carrier of my gene, and then the boys, that's what makes the boys have CMT4C, is because they got both of our genes. They got Aaron's gene and mine combined, and it causes the 4C.
Yeah. But you would never have known. Yeah.
No,
if
would
you
have
hadn't
never have
been
known.
tested. Yeah.
Nope. If we wouldn't have gotten the genetic testing, we would have never known.
Yeah. How do you feel we can increase awareness in the community?
Well, in the community, for sure, and our community does great of this. I've seen it happen multiple times in our community, rather it's a loss of a loved one or, a child needing support at the school and bringing awareness. Doing fun days at school for CMT awareness days are always a good idea. But also just being supportive of families, and we'll talk about this too, like starting our nonprofit. We'll support it, support small business owners, support small organizations that are created by moms. So when we started this, I started reading a lot of books on CMT, and one of my friends posted on one of my posts about how no regular person has ever changed the world. It's only been the everyday average person. Like moms.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, that is very true.
That is true.
It's very true. So, just being supportive as to, what's going on, events that are going on. Hey, I might not be able to attend this event, but can I donate a raffle basket? Or can I do this, that, or the other, to help, go set up that morning or whatever, whatever the family needs. Don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, I'm here for you. I've had so many people reach out from this community since I posted that video.
Yeah.
So, and it's been amazing support, which you always feel like you're alone.
But you're not. But you're not.
But you're not.
So I believe you mentioned something that's going to be coming up in November?
Yeah. So November 15th, we are doing our first CMT for Me event here in Ohio. So it'll be exciting. We're gonna host it at the Ernesto in Canton, and we're hoping to do bring your best dress and do a whole little video spiel that Akron Children's has put together for us. And again, Bob's been great.
Okay.
So bring everybody in and hopefully bring a lot of awareness, not only just here in Ohio, but hopefully what we're doing here in Ohio, we can grow momentum and do it in other states too the same night.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. So we'll get some more information about that as it gets closer.
Absolutely.
And spread awareness about that date.
Yeah.
Going on about research and just things that are happening to discover cures and trying to find a way to fight this.
Yeah. So Bob, who I had mentioned earlier, is a part of the CMTA.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me when I started my nonprofit organization, and I was a desperate mom just reaching out to all these Facebook groups, like, where can I find support? Where can I find support for Cam? What do I need to be doing? Just trying to get answers. And so I was frantically adding myself to all of these CMT groups.
Oh, sure.
And a lot of it, there wasn't any kids involved. And so that was discouraging. And then I was like, okay, what can I do? And then I met Bob, who has a 12-year-old who also has CMT4C and has built this great community on Facebook and done amazing things in raising awareness and raising money for possibly a cure or possibly gene therapy for CMT4C. And it is so important for people to try to be a part of that stuff because trials are coming.
Yeah.
Trials are coming. Trials are already here for some of the CMT, versions. So it's been very important, and it gives us parents hope, and it gives these kids hope.
Yeah.
I mean, Camden obviously doesn't understand that, one day he could be in a wheelchair. He just knows his legs hurt. And he knows that some days are harder to play soccer than others.
Yeah.
And so he knows that as a kid, and he knows that we try to provide all the support we can to him. But yeah, so just get involved in your community stuff. Definitely helps bring awareness to it and raise money and try to come up with a cure for these kids.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers? This is a lot. Your family's been through a lot.
It is. I mean, if you want our story, I'm willing to share it with you.
Yeah.
So, you guys know we all went and had genetic testing, and we waited what seemed like forever to figure it out. And then when we got diagnosed, I'll never forget it, Erin had just walked in the door, and I was supposed to be hopping on a Zoom call with our geneticist at Akron Children's. And she was like, all right, she goes, this is what we found. And she goes, are you ready? Take a deep breath. And I was just like, okay. And so I took a deep breath, and she goes, this is the good news. And she was like, we don't see any of this. She goes, but we did find CMT4C. And I was like, okay, what is that? Like, the look on my face, I was crying, I was sobbing, because I literally thought it was cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what that is. And so me trying to collect my thoughts to try to understand what any of this meant. And she just really stressed, you need to go get your other children tested, and you and your husband need to get tested. So we did that. And from that moment on, I was not okay with any answer, but my kid's gonna be okay.
Sure.
And she hooked us up with an amazing neuromuscular team at Akron Children's. We deal with Dr. Rossman at Akron Children's, and we have any questions. He is on call 24/7 to us through my chart, and you just Zoom it, and he comes right back to you.
That's wonderful.
So it's been amazing help.
That's wonderful.
Because it's a lot of change for all of us, bracing and all these doctor's appointments, and you just don't know what you're getting yourself into. And so all these questions come to our head, and not necessarily when you're sitting there in the office in front of 5 different doctors and they're all telling you what they think you should do and all that stuff. And so we sat on this for the longest time, considering we just posted that video, but everybody just kept asking us, what's going on, And we're just like, well, we'll share with close friends and family, but we hadn't really shared with a lot of people yet. And so, because we as parents were trying to process this and go through okay, we just bought this house, and this is my dream house, and I don't want to move. But there's a good possibility, because Cam already has the hearing loss and the no reflexes already, and has a lot of hard times already, that we see him come in a wheelchair quickly. And our house is not handicapped accessible at all. And so that's been a lot on us, because we're sitting here going, how do we make this work? And Erin and I, and have for a long time, we make everything happen.
You make everything happen.
Yes.
I know you too.
We just, we put our minds to something and we just go for it. And so that's in the back of our mind, in working with, companies and trying to figure out how we can make our house possibly handicapped accessible if that comes to it. And it's just been constant going to doctor's appointments, and people are like, oh, hey, can you come hang out? And I'm like, not today. Today we're going to have 6 doctor's appointments at Akron Children's. So there's just stuff like that we've been dealing with as a family and navigating, and on top of having 2 foreign exchange students and trying to show them Ohio and the world, and
2 businesses.
And all of our employees who we consider kids. And, so it's just been, it's been life.
Yeah.
And it's been a great road, and learned a lot of things along the way these last couple of months, and I wouldn't change it except for take away my kids' pain.
Yeah.
And none of us can do that
Yeah.
at this point except for find a cure for it.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and that's our goal, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just been a roller coaster ride,
Yeah.
literally.
Well, it sounds like you've got a plan for November,
Yeah.
the gala that's coming up.
Yes. I hope everybody should come.
And
gonna be
absolutely.
fantastic.
Well, we will get the word spread out there for Stark County and the surrounding areas, and we'll
Yeah.
fill the Onesta
Absolutely.
with tons of people, and we'll raise a lot of money for awareness
so.
there.
I hope so.
And
you can also find us on Facebook.
Yeah.
CMT for Me Community
Okay.
LLC.
Okay.
So we started a Facebook group, and for anybody who has CMT out there, it'll be great support, not only for the kids or people who have CMT, but good support for parents who are going through this.
Absolutely.
And we already have a few people on there. That we have a gentleman who provides workouts for these kids to continue to grow leg strength,
Good.
and we have a lady who post jokes, like daily funnies on there. So it's a lot of fun. But we have board members and everything else who are there and prepared to help you and figure it out and work through everything with you.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, Heather, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, no problem.
And,
Thank you.
and just sharing what's going on.
Absolutely.
For sure.
No problem.
I want to give this to you to give to your daughter.
Oh,
That's
thank
to
you.
help her with her bracelets.
Oh, thank you.
And, it'll keep her busy through the summer.
Oh my gosh, this
so,
girl.
Check her out on Facebook and make sure that you're getting her bracelets.
Oh, bracelets, keychains,
Yeah,
pens.
yeah.
She's making them all.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, we're going to keep your family in our prayers,
Thank
and
you.
I know Spotlight Media will also do that. And we're going to get your story out there on social media, and
Thank you.
everybody just keep the Wiseman family in your prayers.
Thank you.
So, well, it is Memorial Day weekend coming up real quick. Graduation will either be coming or maybe it's over by the time you see this, right, Rob?
It will be out.
It will be out. Okay, so hopefully it is not raining and the weather is good. Everybody get your yards ready because Yard of the Week is on its way. We're out there watching and looking for yards. Yesterday, Arden and I were out putting up Rotary flags, and we saw some pretty nice yards out there. So we are on the lookout. Anyway, everybody have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. Take care, everybody.